We spoke to Tarkowski, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago live on the Breakfast Show. Sounded a solid guy, and to smash that in, emotions just took over, didn't they? And 98th minute meant the points were shared in the final Merseyside derby at Goodison. Also meant that Liverpool denied a chance of having bragging rights forever, with the most wins at home of their rivals. And over 130 years of derbies at Goodison, both now have won 41 games each. It remains 41 each. Davy Moyes was absolutely delighted. What about, did Everton deserved it? You know, they had to. You know, there was so much at stake here. Last game at Goodison, the crowd were right up for it. They were sucking that ball in.
They 100% deserved it. I mean, Mo Salah, 2 bits of quality, got the assist for McAllister, and then obviously got his goal. But I just felt watching the game, it was like an old-fashioned game out where you wanted to play in. You know, I'm watching it last night and I'm like, I want to be on that pitch, because the Everton players showed desire. They fed off the crowd.
Yeah.
They just had that energy about them, Everton. Like, this is a derby. You're not going to have it your own way. Beto, Decore were a handful for Van Dijk and Konate. I thought Branthwaite was very good at the back, Al. That was the best game I've seen him have. He was strong. He was getting clearances, aggressive. They were fired up for that game. The atmosphere when that goal went in, Al. Yeah. Oh, the noise. You know what I loved? The fact that the flag didn't go up and ruin the celebrations.
Yeah.
Obviously, it went to VAR, but they were allowed to celebrate with them fans. That's memories for a lot of them fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So James Tarkowski will go down in folklore as a man to score the last ever goal in a Merseyside derby at Goodison. He spoke to talkSPORT's Little Sam afterwards and was asked how it felt when the ball hit the back of the net.
The 100th consecutive start in the Premier League for Everton. You're the captain of the football club. It's the final Merseyside derby. You're 2-1 down with seconds remaining, and you score the goal that rescues a point. How did you feel in that moment?
Euphoric. I think euphoric, probably, yeah. Just when I hit the back of the net, I didn't know what to do myself. I started in one direction, changed direction. Yeah, what a moment. And after a tough weekend I had myself, so it was nice to bounce back, and on occasion like this to get a goal, yeah, it feels amazing.
What was that period between the ball hitting the back of the net and them actually giving the goal after the VAR check like for you? The wait must have been interminable.
Yeah, it was. Well, the celebrations lasted about 10 minutes. So... and I don't score many. I've scored one in on the season that was disallowed, so it would have been very typical for it to disallowed again. I think it was very close. Well, thankfully, I think it was maybe Duke stayed on side, and yeah, it ends up fighting, and a great night for everyone.
And just a quick word on what this derby means to the club and what it meant to the fans today, because the atmosphere was something else. It was next level, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a special place to play football, a very, very special place. So hopefully we can give it the send-off it deserves in moments like this. We'll live in the history of this football club, and it's nice to be a part of that.
Yeah, amazing scenes, wasn't it? Look, there was a little bit of bother at the end, but
that's what you want.
I would rather just skip over that, to be honest. No one got hurt, did they? Like, you shouldn't do it, but at the same time, it's passion.
Wow, that's
it's
football.
Relief.
That's football. I loved it. And like, you might not be allowed to say that now, but I don't care. They're trying to take this game from us. You can't celebrate a certain way. Decore, was he right to do it? No, he wasn't, but it's a derby. Yeah. I've done that many times. Curtis Jones, local lad, Liverpool fan, went over, give him some. You both get a red card. It's football. Let's not take that aggression.
First time I've seen Arnie Slot lose the plot.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see he got sent off for a handshake that was too aggressive?
Well, he must have said something to F.
I think it was like a long handshake, and you could see he was quite aggressive.
I thought he must have said something.
Yeah, maybe a bit of both, but that's the first time
I don't think he can get done for a hard.
You don't know with Michael Oliver. You know, he wants to be the centre of attention, doesn't he? Michael Oliver, so you never know. But it was a proper old-fashioned derby. That's what you want to see, Al. You know what you want to see, Al? You don't want to see these players now where it's a derby and they're helping each other up and they're taking selfies before they're walking off the pitch. You want a derby like last night where it's kicking off. There's a bit of needle after the game. Decore and Van Dijk are having some. That's what you want. Bit of drama going in the tunnel. I love all that.
No, absolutely. Now, what does it mean? Just Liverpool 7 clear of Arsenal, but we get the news now that Arsenal have even more problems. Havertz out for the season. Can you believe it? Out for the season. What a blow that is.
Especially when you're away in Dubai and a warm weather training camp, and you're getting injured for the season. It must be a bad one as well if needs an operation. But it leaves them really light, Al, and a lot of Arsenal fans are not happy they didn't buy anyone in January.
Well, I agree. You know, Arsenal's a big club, you know, so...
Sterling, Trossard and Nwaneri. their only available attackers. If you're Leicester on the weekend, at home against Arsenal, here's the chance, isn't it? This is the chance you want to be able to beat Arsenal.
Especially in Leicester's predicament.
Exactly.
A quick one here, Alan, your mate Sir Rod looked like he enjoyed himself last night. I did see his interview at the end. But I think if I'd have been with him, in fact, he invited me up there. If I'd been with him, I wouldn't be here now, I tell you.
He's funny.
Shebahn, what we got back pages?
Good morning. Yes,
Good morning, Shebahn.
all taken up by the scenes of the full-time whistle at Goodison Park. The time's going for final Goodison derby. Ends in fireworks. The Sun is going for Goodison Spark. Looking at the Daily Mail for you this morning, they're saying Mersey mayhem. Pictures of Tarkowski's celebrations and then pictures of that ruckus at full time between Curtis Jones and Decore, and then of course the stewards and everyone getting involved. Like you say,
I loved it.
It's old school, it's scenes, it's housery at its finest.
I loved it. And there were a lot of fans out there that would be like, oh, that's football that I remember.
Yeah, as long as it didn't spill out over outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't think it would have, but that's what fans want to see. Like Liverpool fans would have been like, yes, Curtis Jones, that's what it's about to play for Liverpool. That's the love for your club. Do you know what I mean? He had everything that you'd want in a football match last night. I loved it.
Not only then the derby, but the final one at Goodison Park, the final league game at Goodison. There's a really good piece by Ian Ladyman today in the Mail. There were hundreds of them gathered on Goodison Road outside the Winslow Hotel. Teenagers who don't remember the days where Everton were really good. Adults who certainly do. Children, many hoisted on the shoulders who probably should have been in bed. Who needs school when history is unfolding before your eyes? Even though some of the decisions might be questionable, it was quite the end to the final derby at Goodison.
No, I agree. You know, Everton improved under Davy, won the last three, and a draw against Liverpool with final derby game. You know, Davy's just gone back there, and it couldn't have really gone any better for him.
And you know what? The housery off the field as well is quite interesting, because Everton had decided not to be shy. On the front of the match programme was a photograph of Mikel Arteta, who scored a derby winner for Everton in 2010, and he, of course, is the manager of Arsenal. Do you think that Everton have helped derail Liverpool? No, doesn't change anything.
Not one bit. That is a tough game. It's a derby game. It's a game that Liverpool should be, for me, happy with the point. Tough game, even game, and everyone's saying the title race is back on. Let's not forget Arsenal's injury problems. Arsenal will drop more points. Liverpool will go on a run now. So I still fancy Liverpool. I'm sure the odds will be odds on.
There's no doubt about it. There'll be odds on. You know, they were odds on and will remain odds on. But 7 points. Where was it? Is it 14 to go? Something like that.
Liverpool still got to go to Villa Park.
Park next
Wednesday.
You know, they got to play City soon as well.
Yep, the week after City.
So you know, I mean, it's an interesting one. You got to make them hot favourites because they could go unbeaten. But at the same time, they just need one little hiccup.
Yeah. And
it's game on.
Absolutely.
Well, it would be Arsenal to just go and lose to Leicester on the weekend. That would just be what Arsenal are about. You get a bit of help.
Well, Leicester have got to go for it.
Exactly.
You know, Leicester, you look at the table and they'll say they've no one up front apart from the kids. Yep. So come on, let's get at them.
And now Arsenal are exposed even more because hamstring injury puts Havertz out for the season. Gary Jacob, back page of the Times. He's been away for this warm weather training camp in Dubai. He's injured. It looks like a hamstring tear, leaving the club with no fit centre forward after failing to bring in reinforcements last month. They did try though. They went for Ollie Watkins. Don't you feel it's a little bit unnecessary how we keep mentioning, our press keep mentioning that it was Mikel Arteta's failure or whatever?
Yeah, I think you have to look at it. Arsenal fans are very frustrated, but they're not going to bring anyone in. If they couldn't get the right person, and you don't want to bring a player in for the sake of it, do you? Well, then you're stuck with him for 4 or 5 years. So they tried to get Watkins, couldn't get him. Probably thought, you know what, we've still got players that will come back before the end of the season. But I just look at the injuries now. Jack Grealish, Akanji, hamstrings.
What is Jack? Is Jack a groin or hamstring?
He looked like hamstring to me.
Did it? I thought he was feeling his groin.
Yeah, maybe. But Akanji comes off as well. Now Havertz. There's a lot more injuries happening, muscles.
That time in the season. The 6 ways that Arsenal could fill the Havertz void. Ison can today, writing in the Mail, the bare bones. The front three of Nwaneri, Trossard and Sterling appears to be the likely solution for the next wee while. Kieran Tierney, do you see him getting more of an opportunity? When he's fit and available, he's great.
Yes, 100%. But I've got here, Shebahn, someone just written, I don't know if this is true, Arsenal still have to play Everton away, Forest away, and Manchester United away, Chelsea at home. So there's games there that even Forest away coming up.
Yeah.
That Arsenal
you talk about Liverpool's game.
Exactly.
Arsenal get hard.
You're only going to Forest away with that weakened team Arsenal got.
Yeah, Al, do you ever feel that sometimes Kai Havertz is undervalued? I mean, you look at him black and white this morning, 15 goals and 5 assists for Havertz this season, and he's played, only 2 more outfield players have played more minutes for Havertz this season than Havertz this season.
He's one of them players, Shebahn. Is he a centre forward? Is he a number 10? You know what I mean? And Arsenal need a goal scorer. I think that's the problem. It's not maybe Havertz. Havertz needs 3 chances to score 1, I think. Whereas you look at Haaland, 2.5 to score a goal. You know what I mean? Just
the problem we have
there's a big difference.
Is that one game it will be like, okay then, he's the answer. The next game he's like gets bullied. The Newcastle game recently, second leg, he's getting bullied. He's getting knocked over. He can't hold the ball up. He's not in the box. Inconsistency for Havertz. That's what Arsenal won't win the Premier League. They need a striker who can be there every game.
But it's, unless you're a Liverpool fan, you think to yourself, if they were to just have another draw or lose. But Arsenal, it's up to Arsenal now.
Yes.
Forest, Chelsea, forget City, I think. Now, but it's up to the other side to put come with a great run and put the pressure on them.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.